Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Woo, child, tired of the bullshit. Gone, dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving.
Hey guys, it's Dia's Life and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a review video on the movie The Photograph. It's been out for about a month. I know I'm kind of late on it. I wanted to go see it late February, but I haven't had the time to do an actual review of this movie. So before we get into this video, make sure you guys do subscribe down below. Get me to 500 subscribers, guys. We're at 480. So we'll be there very, very soon, which I'm happy for. Make sure you guys do smash that like button and get this video to 30 likes. And also turn those notifications on because it is important to be notified every time I post a new video. I will be posting a few posts more. So please forgive me if I don't post as much. Now they want to do this.
Right now, really? When I'm like
Trying to film a video. I hate this. Basically, we'll get into the review now. So, what the movie is about. So The Photograph, for one, is a romantic movie, for one. And for two, it's about a daughter named May, and she basically asks questions about how her mother, what her mother did in her past. So her mother's name is Christina. So Christina met May's father when they were young. So she got into photography and it just became the thing that she wanted to do. Her mother, Christina's mother, kicks her out at a young age, and so she ends up being with May's father. That's when she ends up meeting. And so she ends up doing photography and they live in this town together. And so eventually one day she leaves him and goes to New York City. And because she wants to do something else, she wants something bigger than just being in that small town she was living in. And so she goes to New York City. She tries to prove herself that she can be better than all those other people that audition to do fashion. And she ended up being chosen, so that was her job. So she would go back and forth. She moved to New York with her daughter May at a young age. Eventually, she came back because not too long after she came to New York, she finds out news from her friend that her mother died. So she comes back to where she used to live at and attends her mother's funeral. And her mother wasn't the type to tell her what was going on. Christina's mom wasn't the type to tell her what was going on with her health. She didn't want to talk about it. And so she feels very hurt that her mom's gone. So then she meets May's dad, and May's dad ends up marrying one of her friends or girls that she knew when she used to live there. And so he wants to have dinner with her. She rejects, but he does take her and May to the airport when she is there. And, well, not to the airport, but to the bus station, to the bus station. And there's still feelings between the two. And she leaves him. And when she leaves, and she's waiting for the bus station, she starts crying. And May, which is her daughter, like I said, it's her daughter, comforts her and stuff because she now knows that she left him behind. There's a lot of feelings that are there, and she lost the love of her life. And it was pretty sad knowing that she did that, and I think she tried to date someone else, if I'm not mistaken, or she had a friend that she was associated with, but she never had that same love, basically, because she let the love of her life go, because she wanted to focus more on her career and put more emphasis on everything else. She put her career first. And so, to fast forward time, now that you know the backstory of what happened between May's mom and May's father, now we can move on to May, because now May is older. So May meets a guy, and this is so cliche because I forgot the names. Like, I'm just like, May meets a guy. Like, who is the guy? I think it's Lakeith. I think Lakeith is her love interest. Because they don't really have any set characters because of the type of movie it is. I think they're playing themselves. But she falls in love with him, and how she ends up falling in love with him. At first, she feels very reluctant to fall in love with him. He's working with photography, so that's how they also connected at their jobs. They go out with each other, they hang out with each other. At first, May feels in between with it because she doesn't know what to really do when it comes to being with him, because she's trying to figure out what happened to her mom, like what were the mistakes her mom made as far as her with the person she was in love with, which was her father. And her father and her the father and Christina had parted ways. At that time, it was 30 years ago, and the father felt regret because he let her go and fight for that. So that's what the regret was. And just the saddest part, though, is that May's mom had to die alone, but May eventually finds love. She finds love with the guy, I remember his name.
Save my freaking life.
But she meets him, and eventually she falls for him. She's scared to be in love with him.
Because eventually he moves to London, and she doesn't know
whether she should still want him or be with him. And so, you know, he ends up leaving to London, and she feels this weight, whatever, that's on her shoulders, and she starts thinking about everything and with him. And then eventually she just decides that she wants to be with him. And so she goes to London. She sends him tickets first. She sends him tickets to one of his favorite musicians, and he smiles, and then eventually she meets him up in London, and she chooses to be with him, even though it's long distance. And the whole moral point of the story is that she ends up finding out the reasons why her mother did what she did, and because she receives a letter explaining to her, well, not explaining to her exactly what happened, but the things that she did go through, she kind of pieced them together and eventually found out why her mother did what she did. And through her connection of her father, because he didn't really know that was because the mom didn't want to tell him that was his daughter, which was May. But it was a beautiful story. Overall, I think that very intriguing. If you guys want another review, make sure you guys do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do another review. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!